Welcome to Living a Life by Design. It's the journey back to you and living 365 days of purpose with your host, Esther Graham. Did you know your accountability and possibility is by design? God designed a phenomenal life for you, gave you the gift of choice. Esther helps empower you to discover and pursue the purpose that is already in you. Are you ready to look at yourself and see your future? Then get back to what is really important in life and get in alignment with your true self. Stay tuned to Living a Life by Design. Journey back to you and start living 365 days of purpose with your host, Esther Graham. It all starts now.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such a beautiful day today. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, I hope that you have seized your day today or your evening, and it is just a wonderful, fantastic day. I'm so super excited to join you once again with my very special guest, Martine Emmons. Listen, y'all, Martine knows sometimes I mess names up, but I always like to say, charge it to my head and not my heart, right? And I'm going to have her, I'm going to have her reintroduce herself. But before I do that, I want to wish all of the mothers out there, all of the moms, the godmoms, the aunties who have stepped in to be moms, all of you, happy, happy Mother's Day. I hope that you have not just a wonderful Mother's Day, but a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. Take the time, enjoy yourself, enjoy your loved ones, enjoy your family. Make sure that you pat yourself on the back and celebrate yourself. This is not your day. This is your entire weekend. So enjoy it. Happy Mother's Day. So today on our Life by Design, we are going to be discussing with Martine how to become unstuck. If you're ever feeling stuck, we're going to talk just a little bit, just a dialogue about how do you become unstuck through just shifting your mindset. So everyone, please welcome Martine Emmons. Did I say your last name right, Martine?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah,
So
I'm excited
excited.
that you're here because I absolutely love you. Martine and I met, honestly, it was a couple of years ago, but we
Mhm,
really started connecting. We're in the same community,
mhm.
and we really started connecting about, I'm going to say a little bit over 6 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. We've
Yeah,
always, yeah,
yeah.
really to where we've had ongoing conversations, so to speak,
Mhm.
which has always been wonderful. I've always admired Martine from a distance because I think she's just always so positive and just so beautiful. And she is a wonderful neurotransformational coach, certified, right? And does wonderful work. And she's so gifted and talented. Many people think, and I'm going to have her share everything that she does, that she's just a coach. People say, oh, you don't know. A coach is a phenomenal thing, but Martine has other special gifts and talents that she does. And I love her backstory because when I look at Martine, I see someone who's overcome trauma, several traumas, and here she is living and sharing her story and helping others to rise above their trauma. And that's what I think is just so phenomenal, because I always say transformation is never one and done, and Martine is
Mm.
someone who's just on that continual journey of transforming, and it is absolutely wonderful. So everyone, Martine, reintroduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about who you are, Martine.
Thank you,
Um,
Esther. I am so grateful to be just connected to you. And I'd say it's actually probably been about a year because we have worked together, on a different campus, Lisa Nichols campus. And we started connecting when you came on my show.
yeah, that's
And
right. And
that's when we
it's been
started
about a
developing.
year. That's
Yeah. And then you got your show and you're rocking.
yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Trying to work it out, working it out.
Oh, you're doing
I
amazing.
learned from you guys. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
tell us
they're
a
good
little bit,
coaches here.
Martine, about your story and how have you come to what you're doing now? I know that, many times you speak about your trauma and even your
Mhm.
show that you have, by the way, her show is right before mine, guys.
Mhm. Yeah.
Talks about how do you overcome the trauma? All of us have gone through some level of trauma. And I
Mhm.
think it's important not to say stuck. I like to say, we can't hold our future hostage because we will not release the past or make a decision to work through our past to overcome it. We can't hold our
Mhm.
future hostage. And that is something
No.
that you did not do. So can you just kind of talk to us a little bit about your background and why, what has brought you to where you are right now?
Yeah. I was pretty hurt as a kid. I was, yeah, just a little bit. I was molested by 3 different men before I was 9.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel protected, but there always was, even in any type of trauma that I went through from my dad, or any other traumas that I went through. I always describe it as almost like being in a cave, but there was lights, like little cracks in
Yeah.
the cave, lights. I always saw some kind of light. I knew that was God,
Yeah.
and I knew God brought me here for a reason.
Yeah.
And after, well, in my 20s, I guess I should say, where I really started getting into personal development. I started working for an attorney. I've been a paralegal like since I was 23 years old. I've been a certified paralegal since I was 23 years old. And I started working for a boss that was rather unusual. We would start the day with meditation. We would go on field trips, as he called them, to meditate, or what do you call that? Oh gosh, the name, I can't think of what it is. Metaphysical kind of bookstores.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all kinds of personal development and reading and everything. And we went to lunch once with one of his friends, and he asked me once how we got on how we got on a transformational talk and things that have happened to us. I don't remember, but he asked me if I forgave my dad,
Mm.
and I said yes, while shaking my head no. I wasn't even aware of what I was doing, and he
Right.
called me out on that, and that was like boom, okay.
Yeah.
I have some work to do. So I just started working with therapists, and then I got to coaches. But I did not shift into this type of work until I was diagnosed with cancer.
Mm.
When I was diagnosed in March 2014, um, the surgeon, he told me the news, and I just kind of tuned out and let my husband get the news. And I said, okay. I went home that day, prayed a lot about it. In the morning, I got on the treadmill and said, you know what? This is it. I'm going to beat this thing. And I was always an avid exerciser, but just walking on the treadmill that morning. And I started with a blog called Thoughts from the Treadmill. And
I
that
love
turned into, yeah,
it.
Transformation with Martine was born from there.
Yeah.
I got my first health coaching certification. And then I went to an event that was led by Coach Sean Smith and another entrepreneur that she's not in the business anymore, but an event that was led by them. And they talked about a program, and I'm like, oh, yep. Didn't think twice about the investment, signed up for it. And I've been going ever since. Anything that Coach Sean Smith has done, I've signed up for and have done. I am lucky to be not only a master coach now, but a mentor coach to young new coaches. I
Oh,
still
awesome.
maintain my certification as a paralegal, and I do work for women entrepreneurs like you, Esther,
Yeah.
coaches, people that I resonate with their message. I work on their administrative things, and I also get people TEDx talks. I love doing that.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're a
yeah,
beast. You're a beast at everything that you do. But yeah, I'm fascinated by the TEDx.
I'm a
Yeah. So
go-getter.
go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a go-getter, highly motivated like you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love the story. I want to go back to how you said being abused 3
Mhm,
times or, by 3 different men
mhm.
by the age of 9, but yet you saw glimmers of light.
Yeah,
And
I
then you
did.
said, and that's God. I love it because many times when we're going through things, because we're on this path and because you're here now, you can look back and say, I've always seen glimmers of light.
Mhm.
Someone has always been protecting me to let me know
Yep.
that there is hope. And you may not have realized it or recognized it at the time, but as you
Mhm,
look back, it's like, yeah, I saw glimmers of light. And then you went on and you said, you realized that you did not forgive your father. You thought you did.
mhm,
Many times we think that we've done something. We think we've forgiven. We think, that we've moved on with something. And we realize we realize that we have not, you
Mhm.
know,
Yep.
and but what's great about that is that you decided then that I've got to do something about it. I need
Mhm.
to work on myself. I
Yep.
have a great story about something very similar to that, that really talks about, you know, uh, how many times you think you've forgiven, but you haven't. Mine is a little bit more dramatic than yours, though, Martine. I
Mhm.
wasn't, when I saw the person, I thought that I'd forgiven, and they were running, they were jogging down the road, and I was driving, and I heard this little voice in my head say, run them over.
Oh God, yes. Oh.
Run them over. And thank God, it's like I have to stop. No, you can't run them over. You go to jail. You know,
Yes.
run them over and keep moving. And so, but that's when I realized, whoa,
Yep.
I have not forgiven at all. And so
Mhm.
I then, realized I've got to do some work. And so
Yeah.
that's wonderful. And then you said, you got into doing all of this work because
Mhm.
you know that we're taught that only transformed beings can help transform others or can transform others.
Absolutely.
If you're not in the process of transformation, how
Mhm.
is it that you can help others transform?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you yourself have got to be in the process. This isn't something when we're speaking of getting unstuck. This isn't something that we tell you what to do and you do as we
Mhm.
say, but this is
Right.
something that's action for us, right? Is that right? It's
Mhm.
action.
100%.
100%. We have got to walk it out. We're going to come back. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more of Martine's story and some steps that, I hope she's going to give you that, what you can do to also become unstuck and get on that path of transformation. Welcome back. Welcome back to Life by Design, living a life by design, 365 days of purposeful living. My guest today
Yes.
is Martine Emmons, and we've been having a powerful conversation even during the commercial break. We
Mhm.
were having a powerful conversation, and Martine said something. She said it's our triggers that puts us on the journey of transformation. And
Mhm.
I love that because when you think about it, that's exactly what happens. Some of us, there are some things that happen, and that's why we're on this path. So, talk a
Mhm.
little bit about that, Martine, about our triggers that have put us on the path of transformation. What does that mean?
Well, it's even like you were saying about running someone over, right? Or hoping somebody will trip and smash that's hurt you, these kind of things. And these irritants that come up, or even just something our kids do or our husbands do or whatever it is, it's like that is a mirror for what we need to do. There's something in here. If something is bothering us so much, that means that we've got to tune into that, lean
Yes.
into it, as you
Mhm.
say a lot, lean into it and heal. Like what am I missing here right now? Like take that time to sit in that discomfort. What am I not paying attention to, or what is being brought to me right now that I need to heal and solve?
Yeah.
it
I love
it
No, I was going to
it's
say, I love what you just said. Sit in that discomfort a bit
yes,
so you can
yes.
recognize it, pinpoint it.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't feel good to do.
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah,
But
it doesn't. It does.
the
But
other
the
side,
result,
it's worth it.
yeah. Yeah, I think about, and I laugh about, the running, going to run them over. I mean,
Yeah.
um, when I realized where I was, I cried.
Hmm.
Because number one, I became very angry with myself because I thought, you know better than that. You're better than
Hmm.
this. You're bigger than this. But
Yes.
I had to sit in that discomfort and knowing where
Hmm.
my mindset went and realizing, whoa, I have not forgiven them,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so, and why, and really looking at why have I not forgiven? Why am I stuck? in this emotion, and what is it I need to do to get unstuck. And so with you, you talked about, when you realized you did not forgive, and and you began on the path of transformation, you were realizing that you were stuck in something. So talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you do, and you're still continuing on that path of, how do we become unstuck when we're stuck in an emotion, in a thought, in just anything, just stuck. We're just stuck. How do
Right.
we begin to take those little steps to get unstuck?
Those needlepoint moves, right?
Those needle point moves.
Yeah. Realizing with my dad, that was like such a pivotal moment, because like he and my mom, they didn't protect me from those men that hurt me. And then my dad going through some phase in his life where he was really physically and emotionally hurting me. What I decided after realizing that I hadn't forgiven him was remembering that forgiveness was for me, not him,
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's right.
and that I was not going to keep paying the price
Yeah.
for something that was done to me. And also reaching a point, I guess, of compassion in myself and compassion for others in the work that I'm doing. That my dad, for example, wasn't wanted.
Yeah.
He was told that he was the biggest disappointment of my grandfather's life.
Yeah.
Tuning into that, like, gosh, he really did the best he could. Doesn't condone it, but he did the best he could. So now what can I do?
Yeah.
What blessings can I take out of these lessons and serve others, which is what I knew I was meant to do when I saw those cracks of light. I knew there's a reason for my purpose.
Yeah.
I believe that habits, Esther, play a lot in our transformational life.
Oh, yeah.
I know that for me, just like you and I were talking about when we first started the show, we went for walks this morning. We got ourselves active. We've taken care of our bodies today.
Yeah.
And we continue in the work of coaching, being coached, learning more to help other people. And that helps to heal too, I think. How
It
about
does.
you?
Oh, yeah, it definitely does. Listen, Martine, I am committed to my transformation. I am committed to my well-being. I'm speaking of living that life by design that
Yep.
encompasses everything. And so just like with you, it's whatever it takes. When I recognize something,
Yep.
then I begin to say, whoa, I need to work on this.
Mm-hmm.
We have one life to live.
Yep.
And what I refuse to do is have my past, anything that happened in my past, dictate my future.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so we have to remain, on this path. And so whenever I see myself stuck in something, then I say, okay, what is it I need to do to get unstuck? Why am I stuck? And I love what you just said, with your dad, understanding your abuser, let's say, for lack of a better word, because
Yep.
certainly, we want to leave your dad in his dignity, and
Yep.
anyone, let's leave them in their dignity. But identifying, realizing that he was hurt too, and
Yep.
so because this is all with the capacity he had, that's all he knew. So he did the best that he could with you, and taking that and saying, what can I learn from this? But for my person that I was going to run over, looking at their past life, they did the best that they could,
Right.
you know? And so me understanding that helped me to also move forward as well. But also realizing, as you said, not condoning it at all,
Right.
not at all, but saying, okay, this is what it was. So now let me move on. So I want to make it clear here, everyone, is that when you've made a decision to get unstuck out of a behavior or a habit, right? And you decide to do some habit disruptions, right?
Yes.
I like to call them habit disruptions. When you decide
Disrupt.
to disrupt that habit that's not serving you anymore, that behavior, that emotion, that living condition, whatever it is, when you make a decision to get out of it, it takes work, and it takes time. You understand? And
Yeah. Oh,
so,
yeah.
and we're not saying that you condone the behavior or whatever of that past. you just release it. I like to call it just releasing it, and as we did, I
Yeah,
like to put it in that God box. There's some things last night,
absolutely.
today, I just put it in that God box because I just
Hmm.
needed to release it and say, okay, I've forgiven, now let me move on with it. And I think that's
Yep.
really what you're saying as well. I understood it. I'm not condoning the behavior. It was
Hmm.
wrong, but I understood it. Now that I have an understanding, I could learn from that. Ooh, that's
Hmm.
powerful.
I can learn from that and I can help other people with it because
Yes.
there's a lot of people like me,
Oh yeah. And oh yeah, of course. You're not
like
alone.
you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're not alone. There's someone, and that's
Hmm.
why we're doing what we're doing,
Yep.
right? It's because we know that there's other people. Our situations may not be exactly alike, they may be similar, but
Hmm.
we know that all of us have gone through some level of trauma, some level of
Yep.
pain, hurt, loss, you know,
Absolutely.
and many times we're stuck in that.
Hmm.
And we don't
Absolutely.
know how to get out of it. We don't know how to make that mindset shift to move us, even if it's a needlepoint move, to just
Hmm.
move us to that next level. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. And it's like it's making a decision. Like you don't want to live life like this anymore.
Yeah.
Sometime like we've talked about before too, is like we can get stuck as a victim. Like, well, I was molested by three different men. My dad hurt me. This, that. I got divorced. Like, all
There's
these
a
different
list, a
things.
whole list, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you
Yeah.
can just keep swimming in that, poor me. But it's like, hey, no, my God, okay, these things happen to me. Now, what am I going to do with it?
Exactly.
Let
And
us
when
use
that,
it.
yeah, use it to benefit you and
Mhm.
others. Because what
Absolutely.
happens is when we get stuck, I've seen too many people stuck
Hmm.
in the victim's mentality.
Yep.
You know, it's all, they're just always a victim. It's always happening to me. It's always happening
Yep.
to me. I know this like maybe sound a little bit trivial, but so last night I was looking at Special Victims Unit, I think it was.
Hmm.
Yes, and so they had this guy on there that because he was so hurt and damaged,
Hmm.
if someone like a guy bumped into him and the person didn't say they were sorry, and so he captured them and he put them in a hole, and he did some awful things to him. Eventually the
Oh my
guy
gosh.
died, but at the end of the story was really is like people, he had been hurt so much all of his life with
Hmm.
absolutely no help. His mental wellness was off because he never got help. And so if somebody just bumped into him, somebody said something wrong to him that hurt him, he would
Hmm.
lash out and hurt them. And
Yeah.
while this is a story, but many times, on SVU, many of us live like that.
Oh, absolutely.
We're always the victim. Someone's always hurting us, doing something to us, and we stay there. We
Yeah.
stay there. So, what are some of the ways that we can get unstuck from that? We're going to talk. We're about to take a break in a second, but
Hmm.
Martin, I want us to think about how can we get unstuck from when we're stuck in anything. Just some simple
Hmm.
steps that
Hmm.
anybody in the audience can say, okay, I can do that. And that's going to be easy. Like, soon as I get off here, I can make this one step right away because we're not
Hmm.
talking, you don't go from the first stair to the last,
Right.
right? It's one step at a time.
Exactly.
It's one.
One step and
So,
one little one.
and
Otherwise,
one
you get
little one,
overwhelmed.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And when you're in overwhelm, what do?
You stop.
You stop. You just totally shut down. And so
Hmm.
that's what we don't want. So we're going to come back and I'm going to ask Martine just to share some basic small step easy things that you
Yeah.
can do immediately to get unstuck from wherever you are in life today. We'll be
Yes.
right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Life by Design with my very special guest, Martine Emmons. And so we are continuing our conversation. And what we're going to talk about discuss just a little, some needlepoint moves, some baby
Hmm.
steps where you can get unstuck. Listen, y'all, this is Mental Health Month, right? And we
Hmm.
want to make sure that you're mentally well. And if you're feeling as if you are not mentally well, that you're stuck in an emotion, in something that you're struggling to get out of, make sure that you seek help. Don't do this
Hmm.
alone. Listen, Don't do life alone. Find
Exactly.
someone that will give you a safe space. Find a therapist, find a coach, find that really good friend that's going to listen to you and provide a safe space for you. Just don't do it alone, right? Don't do it alone. Your mental wellness is the most important thing. You are your most important investment. So we want to make sure that you take care of yourself wherever you are right now. So Martine, what are
Absolutely.
some, let's talk a little bit about some baby steps, some needlepoint moves that if they're stuck in anything that they can get unstuck.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think I like I said a little bit earlier, is just like making a decision that you want to change. You don't want to be a victim anymore. You don't want to stay in this.
Yeah.
And really like deciding that your life, regardless of what has happened to you, you were given a purpose. God gave you a purpose,
Yes,
and making that decision to step into it, lean into it. And I mean, this is something that, you know, a lot of us as coaches would probably share, but really get out a nice journal, some, you know, for women anyway, we like, you know, like pretty designs or whatever, like Life by Design. We
Yeah.
like pretty designs, to have a journal and write out what you want.
Mm.
And even like almost a you can even do like a brain dump. What is your heart and mind telling you to do?
Yeah.
Write it out, pay attention to it. When those feelings come up that don't feel so good, sit in there, like we just talked about. Sit in there and then make a decision to do something. And
Call
I
it a
firmly
thought
believe,
journal.
yeah,
I
I
call it
firmly
a thought
believe,
journal. Just write your thoughts. Yeah.
yeah, write your thoughts down, just dump it all out. This journal is for you, it's not for anybody else. Don't worry, just get it out.
Get it out.
Get it out. And I really believe myself that being outside in nature is a game changer as well.
It,
It just,
it is.
it soothes your soul. It, to me, it's very healing just to take a walk out in nature and just talk to God while you're out there, of what you can
True.
do.
So true.
Yeah, and just to lean into what he tells you, and start writing it down,
Taking deep
and
breaths.
take a deep breath. Absolutely. And just, yeah, just look at all the beauty around you. And I think we can lean into gratitude too, and just look at the prettiness around us. Look at the fact that we have a home. Look to the fact that we have children. Look to the fact that we have a spouse. Look to the fact that you've made it thus far, right? You're here for a reason.
And I,
And
I want to add that even if you're saying, well, I don't have all of those things, my children are this, my spouse, if you're saying, look to something that you know is good about you.
mhm,
And if nothing else, you're here on this earth, and that's
right,
always good. That's always good.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Look in the
Yes.
mirror. When you look in the mirror, I tell, look in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, see beauty, right? Because remember
Mhm.
that God created you, right? And so
Yes.
when you look in the mirror, and since, I believe that, exactly what he says, that we're created in his image. So when I look in the mirror, I see God. So
Yes.
look in the mirror and see the beauty
Yes.
that's all over you. Yeah.
Yes. They're just simple little things, but they get your mind going. They get you in
Guys,
action
it
to
does.
create something different.
Yeah, it does. It does. And
Yeah.
that's it, creating something different. If you're
Mm-hmm.
in the house, go out the house and go take a
Mm-hmm.
walk. Get
Yep.
out and take a walk and look at the beauty of the nature around you. Look at that little bird. Today when we were
Mm-hmm.
walking, we saw a turtle, and
Oh, yeah.
turtles move really slow, but I guess when they saw us, the turtle moves really fast into the water. And I was like, oh wow, I've never seen a turtle move that fast. But it was just nice to see
Yeah.
turtle. And so we stood there to watch, to see, discovered there was like about, when we were seeing the bubbles, there's about 3 turtles in there. But it was just so
Mm.
good to get out and go
Yeah.
take a walk. And so
Mm-hmm.
looking at the nature definitely helps.
Yeah.
We said the deep breathing, because when oxygen goes to your
Mm-hmm.
brain, that helps as well. It just brings everything down, brings your stress level down, bring everything down. So,
Mm-hmm.
those are some of the simple steps.
Absolutely. And like you were saying, you reach out to a friend, reach out to a coach. I firmly believe that if we really want to make some big steps, we do need a coach. I
Oh,
think that that's very important.
I
But
agree.
yeah, when you reach out to somebody, to make sure that it is a trusted friend, especially if you're really going to go into a deep conversation, make
Yeah.
sure that it is a trusted friend, you
I mean,
know.
when I was feeling stuck, that's what I did. I reached
Mhm.
out. I reached out
Mhm.
and I got a coach, you know, and I
Yep.
believe that's what you did as well.
Exactly.
And so because I reached out, I got a coach, I found someone that I could talk to and just really kind of dive into me. I like to call it as well. I've got so many names for it, but
Yeah.
I like to call it the journey back to me. I went back
Mhm.
to discover, I went back to get that little girl, you know, I
Yep.
went so I can begin, you know, the healing process in some of the things. And so, but that's what I did. I went and I got
Mhm.
a coach. It's important that you find someone that you can talk to, a trusted friend, get a
Mhm.
mentor, a motivator, you know, a coach, get someone that can give you a safe space, right? Someone that's
Mhm.
not going to judge you, someone that
Yep.
there's not going to be any repercussions. You know what I mean? Someone
Yes.
that they're just going to show you unconditional love, right? And where you can just say, and this is how I feel, and you don't have to pretend anything. This is how I feel, and that's it. Because one thing that we've
Yep.
learned is that no one could tell you how you should feel. No one can tell you that you shouldn't feel this way or you should feel this way. No, your feelings are your feelings. So if you're feeling any
Mhm.
kind of way, just know that your feelings are your feelings and it's okay. Just find someone to talk to.
Absolutely. And remember to have compassion for yourself.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have been through a lot,
Yeah.
and it's okay. You want to make some changes, but it's okay to feel every feeling. It's okay to dive into those feelings.
Yes. Yes.
And it's good to dive into those feelings, even when it doesn't feel so good. It's good to dive into those feelings, but have compassion for yourself. And remember, when you're in a situation now, remember what you've been through already. You've
Yeah.
got evidence that you can make it
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because
on
you're
this
still
journey
here.
too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I love that.
Yeah.
You've got evidence that you can make
Mm-hmm.
it. You're still here. So
Yep.
celebrate yourself for that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm reminded, remember I talked about this at the retreat, Martine.
Yeah.
I think I did of the movie The Color Purple when
Mm-hmm.
Goldberg said, I may be this, I may be that, but I'm still here.
Yes.
I'm still here. And that's what you have to say. I may be all these things and all these things, but I am still here. And when I'm still here,
Mm-hmm.
that means I can make some things happen. I can move
Yep.
forward, you know,
Yep.
I can make a decision to get unstuck. I could begin to look at things differently. I could begin to say, I need a mindset shift to bring me
Mm-hmm.
out of my past and propel me into my wonderful, fantastic future. I
Yep.
like to say that God has this great life for us. We
Oh
have to make
yeah.
a decision to get to that great life. You know, we could decide to live a good life, a mediocre life, or we can decide to live a great life, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and the choice is always yours. It's always.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was just thinking, I've got I when I lived in Nevada, it's kind of the same as Michigan, a little bit different, but cold. But I've
Yeah.
always been a walker. And no matter what kind of weather it is, I'm out there walking. And I broke my shoulder on black ice when I fell. And I've got a scar from that. And then cancer, I got a scar here as well, or like my hip area. And then giving birth, I got a few stretch marks, 3 babies. And I remember my surgeon for cancer, and this was a good looking man. I remember him telling me, he's like, I love scars. He goes, they're your warrior marks.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep that in mind too. Like I'll look at myself sometime if I'm disappointed, like, oh, maybe I put on a few pounds or I'm bothered by some other thing or whatever it is. It's like, I'm a warrior and I got the marks to prove it. We can change and shift our mindset at any time. We can choose that these marks are beautiful, that, hey, they are warrior marks. They've shown me what I've actually accomplished,
Yeah, yeah.
you
I
know?
love that. I love that your marks, your scars are showing you what you've actually accomplished.
Mhm.
That's good because
Yeah.
think about that as a part of your journey to bring you to
Hmm.
where you are now. You know, there's
Yeah.
some things that you've gone through, I've gone through that
Hmm.
if we didn't go through them, we wouldn't even be where we are right now,
Hmm. Yeah.
living the life that we're living now,
Yeah.
doing the things that we're doing now.
Hmm.
You know, and so I can look back and I can say I'm grateful for the
Yeah.
times that weren't so great, the times where I was in pain. I'm grateful
Yeah.
for that because I can take those moments and I can say, yes, they've brought me here.
Hmm.
And I'm a much better person
Yeah.
because I'm here. I now know how to treat people better because I know how I want to be treated. So
Mhm.
there's just so
Yeah.
many different things that our past can teach us,
Mhm.
to where we can really use it. I think you said this earlier, to
Mhm.
propel us to our
Yeah.
future, right? And
Oh,
that doesn't mean,
absolutely.
Martine, that we're where we want to be. Am I right? Doesn't
Mhm.
mean that you're exactly where you want to be right now and things are just so great right now. It doesn't mean that at all. But what does it mean then?
It means that you are where you're supposed to be. And like even when we reach a certain level,
Yeah.
in us in these not only entrepreneurial journeys, but journeys of just wanting to have the best life, we
Yeah.
reach a level and we're cool, celebrate where we are, but then
Yeah.
we're going to the next one too. We
Yeah.
want to keep going to the next one, and nothing is ever perfect. you know um Coach Sean will say that this transformational journey and this healing journey doesn't stop until we're dead.
Yeah, and I 100%. We never
Mhm.
arrive. We're
Yeah.
going through it, and the only time we do arrive is when we're dead.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
and I like to say, you could look and say, yeah, things are going great, things are good, but it doesn't mean that it's what is it, that there's not challenges that you face.
Yeah. There's always challenges.
There's always
Hmm.
challenges. There's always think, okay, this is good right here, but I need it for it to be better. I'm good
Hmm.
right here, but I could take this to the next level. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
here's this challenge, here's this challenge. And how do I face this challenge? What do I do in this challenge? Every step of life, you're going to meet some challenges. The key
Hmm.
is, do you, are you ready to face the challenges and say, what am I going to do about the challenges? What is it I need to do? Do I need to get a coach? Do I need to get a mentor? Do I need to get a
Hmm.
motivator? Do
Yeah.
I, what is it that you need to do? Do I need to rework whatever it is that you need to rework? What is
Hmm.
it I need to do? And that's why those challenges, I know for me, it helps me to go back in and say, okay, let me find out what's going on.
Yep.
Got to take a break, and we'll be right back with Martine.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm here with Martine Emmons. And so we're going to continue our conversation. Martine was just sharing something with me about when you go through something, it's not necessarily a club that you want to be a part of. And I'm going to have you finish up and share what you were saying. Powerful, so powerful.
Yeah. Some of the things that we go through that we definitely would not want to go through again, and we sure wouldn't wish it on anyone else. I lost my fourth child. It was devastating. And I remember telling God, like, I cannot believe you're letting this happen to me.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh, it hurt. And it's not a club I wanted to be a part of by any means. However, it's something that I can relate to other women about. I know what it feels like.
yeah, yeah,
And I can tell them you're not alone.
yeah.
And there are so many things that we go through that if we just reach out, if you reach out to somebody, whether it's a friend or a coach or a therapist, you're going to find somebody that has
Mm.
been through what you have. And don't be afraid to share, because we especially as women, we need to be here for each other and build each other up, and that's how we heal, is by sharing.
Exactly. That is how we heal. And I like what you said, don't go through it alone. You're not alone.
Mm-mm,
Somebody has gone
mm-mm.
through. And I
Yeah,
like to say that your story is not just your story, but it's your story for someone else as well, because
absolutely.
you can absolutely help them based on what you've gone through. People want to know, this is
Mm-hmm.
life that we're all experiencing, and especially women. We
Yep.
we need to be there for each other, to support each other and say, hey, I
Mm-hmm.
got your back. You know what I mean? Just as a
Yep.
woman, I know what you've gone through. I've been there. I've been through
Yep.
something similar. So you're not
Mm-hmm.
alone, and let's walk this out together. And I think that's
Absolutely.
what's really important. And that's why it's important for you to talk and to share and find that person that's really going to listen to you and help you know that you're not alone. I think the overall arching theme here, so to speak, and getting unstuck, right,
Mm-hmm.
is knowing that you are not alone.
Absolutely. And you
You're
can
not
change
alone.
things in your life. You can do
Oh
it.
my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was reading this wonderful book that says, change your thoughts, change your life. And we know there's a
Yeah.
whole research. I think it was Ellen. Agner, or I can't remember her name exactly, that did on over at Harvard University, that did a whole research and how you can literally change your life simply by shifting, changing just the way you think. Powerful. And so the first shift is knowing that you're not alone. And always remember, you're just never alone. Someone is there with you. So guys,
Absolutely.
Martine and I were together in Grenada for my retreat.
Yes.
Graced us with her presence. And so I have to tell you, not because it was my retreat, but it was a phenomenal retreat. How was the retreat for you, Martine?
Oh man, it was good. Yeah, it was not at all like I guess I hardly, it was just so funny. I hardly even heard of Grenada before this. But boy, what beauty. Oh my gosh. I was showing my husband some pictures, and it's just even like the flowers. Like, I want to take those flowers and take those colors and make some clothes with it, you know? It's
beautiful,
so
isn't it? Yeah, it was beautiful.
it is beautiful. But then just being with you and your community, most beautiful, uplifting women, and very supportive, loving men that went with us. It was incredible. If you get an opportunity to go to this next one, everybody, oh God, go.
Yeah. It was a great time. We had the men
Wonderful.
there as a support in case we needed something. But it was a group of women. It was great, powerful women. The activities, the transformational activities, the beauty of the place, the dancing, the laughing. We just had a great time, y'all. We had a great time. So the next retreat is in Dubai in 2024. And of course, I do have one other retreat coming up, but that's a mastermind retreat. But I'll talk about that's in October, and we'll talk about that a little later. But so excited. Martine was there, and it was great, Martine. And then we have our event that's coming up in July in Atlanta. And so that's also going to be great. So if you're interested, make sure you go to the website to hear about the soiree that's coming up in Atlanta in July. I believe it's July 21st and 22nd. But what I want to do right now is, Martine, tell us where we can connect with you, where we can find you. And I want to highlight Martine's TED Talk, y'all. So many people have approached me and said, I would like to do a TED Talk. I'm going to be referring them to Martine. If you're interested in doing a TED Talk, or if you have anything at all with Martine, if you're interested in coaching, you want to make sure that you connect to Martine. So can you share where they can connect with you, Martine, please?
Yes, thank you so much, Esther. My website is my name, basically, Martine Emmons. There's no accent on it. It's just MartineEmmons.com. And yes, I am a coach. And I also, because I love supporting other women entrepreneurs and some men, people that I resonate with their message, I just started helping people get on the TEDx stage, because people have important stories and messages to share. So I just started, after helping several other people, I just thought, yeah, I'm going to take it out there and help other people, because to me, it's so important to share stories, to share ideas, and just to connect with people overall. So yes, MartineEmmons.com. You can reach me at Martine@MartineEmmons.com. And I would encourage all of you to check out Esther's website, check out her coaching, check out her retreats. She's phenomenal. She says that she likes to be behind the scenes, but I'm going to challenge her on that. I don't know about that. This woman is phenomenal. She is phenomenal. She's fun, she's entertaining, and she is knowledgeable. She can get you to places that you can't imagine getting. I know this because I've spent time with her for quite a while now, and she's the real deal, y'all. She's the real deal. And she can get you wherever you need to go, whether it's executive coaching, whether it's coaching, healing, personal level. She can get there. And like I said, again, she's so dang much fun.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but I feel the same way about you. I feel the same way about you. I think our relationship has just been beneficially, I think it's just divine, you know? And so it's a divine connection. I appreciate you so much and love you. And listen, I promote Martine and what she's doing, because Martine is so quiet. You know how you meet somebody that's quiet, but they're powerful? That is her. That is her. I think, and so, I just appreciate you so much. I appreciate your energy and everything that you bring to the table. She's so genuine. And so you guys, let me just promote her. She is awesome. So make sure that you connect. Make sure that you connect. What you see
Thank
is
you.
what you get. What you see is what you get. I appreciate all of you. I
Right
appreciate
back
you
at
being
you.
on here. I love you. And guys,
I
listen,
love
I'll be
you.
back on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be back on
Mhm.
the every second and fourth Fridays. Martine is on right before me at 1 p.m. So make sure you
Yes.
tune in to Martine as well. She's at 1 Eastern Standard Time. I'm at 2 Eastern Standard Time. So
Woo.
make sure you catch us. I'm on every second and fourth Fridays. Martine, are you every Friday?
Every Friday. Mhm.
Martine is every Friday. So make
Yeah.
sure you catch her. Take care, everybody. We appreciate you. We love you. Have a great
Yes.
day on purpose. Make sure that you speak to yourself. Go get that help. Make sure that your mental wellness is on point. All right. Take the
Yes.
steps to become unstuck and realize that you are not alone. We are living a life by design, 365 days of
Yep.
purposeful living. God bless
Yes.
you. See you next.